Two unbeaten teams in Group A so far, and they collide in New York on Wednesday. India is one. The other, who they meet for the first time in international cricket, co-hosts USA. We build up to that game on Maruti Suzuki Arena, presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho in the company of Sanjay Manjrekar. Thank you, Sanjay, for your time. Always a pleasure. India will have had to learn lessons. It was a thrilling win to get over the line against Pakistan, but they would have learned some lessons, especially when it comes to batting in New York. What do you hope to see?
I see India batting differently. I thought there were a lot of hard hands. Virat Kohli can afford to bat like the earlier Virat Kohli, and I think somewhere wanting to up the strike rate is just committing. He's committing himself to doing that virtually every game. He doesn't need to do that on a surface like this. Surya Kumar Yadav has to prove a point that he can be the same player on tricky pitches as well. Jadeja and all these people have to just sort of basically come to terms with the uncertainty of the surface and dig deep and slightly change their natural approach. I think that is what India need to do. Some people have already done that, but 2-3 batters need to do that a little more to make India almost an ominous side, an invincible side.
You brought up a lot of the names in that middle order. I'll throw one more into it, Shivam Dube, for whom the difficulties aren't just about these two games. Have to bear in mind the kind of end he had to his IPL season. Some pressure behind him?
And I thought Andy Flower made that observation even before watching Shivam Dube in these matches that he could be India's weakling. To be very honest, Rinku Singh was my preference. Shivam Dube came in, I guess, for being a pure tonker against spin, plus the fact that he could maybe bowl a couple of overs. India have never sort of gone in that direction too much, where they went with specialist bowlers and batters, and with the IPL now having an impact sub that is actually getting done more and more, where you have specialist bowlers and specialist batters. So they have gone completely the opposite, where they have a lot of batters who bowl, and that is the reason I guess Shivam Dube is in the side. But I'd like Shivam Dube as well to show the subtle skills along with power, because just the power game is clearly not working for most power batters.
Yes, let's see how India's batters cope this time around. They were, of course, bailed out by the bowlers, in particular Jasprit Bumrah, with a dreamy spell, 3 for 14, player of the match against Pakistan. Not enough words, no words are enough, but we do follow your social media handles, and you raise an interesting point about, while we may talk of a lot of names, Jasprit Bumrah is India's best player at the moment.
And by far, by a distance. And it was another performance that we saw against Pakistan, because he's like a bonus, where you almost feel blessed that you have Bumrah. Because when you look at Bumrah and you see all the other terrific bowlers in the tournament, even during the 2023 World Cup tournament, we saw that he was still in a different league from the Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starks and everybody else. So that's how good Bumrah is. And what he did against Pakistan was just incredible. I mean, conceding 3 runs in the 19th over under pressure. India knows the value that he brings, but somehow in our country we tend to sort of maybe look at the brand more than the actual contributor. And Bumrah has been tremendous, and you're talking about all 3 formats. Just India is blessed to have somebody like him, and that was Bumrah showing his worth in a match where he showed that he can single-handedly win the game for India. That's what he did against Pakistan.
Let's talk now about the challenge awaiting India, a first when they take on USA, but a bit of a challenge for the USA too. They've played 2 matches, both at the Grand Prairie Stadium in Dallas, beat Canada first and then Pakistan in a thrilling super over. But such a peculiar scenario where the hosts will be playing at the venue for the first time, and India have called it home for the last week or so.
And there are quite a few Indians as well, in that US team. My assessment of the team and how they played brilliantly against Pakistan in the super over as well is that along with Netherlands, this could be the team that will trouble a few other major teams. They've done that once already. against India specifically, with two right-handers out there, and we keep talking about a left-arm spinner that has troubled India. Noshtush Kenjige, who bowled really well in the last game, could be useful. Saurabh Netrawalkar actually outbowled all the other Pakistani bowlers in that game. And they've got a few others who will chip in, so they'll do their best. Their best may not be enough against India, but it's a match where they can do their reputation no harm. They've shown some potential. This is just about going out there and trying your best.
Yeah, and so many familiar storylines. Saurabh Netrawalkar, who's played age group cricket and domestic cricket for Mumbai. Harmeet Singh, who's been part of the IPL before. So it should be quite an interesting contest in New York. India versus USA. Thank you, Sanjay Manjrekar, for setting up the game for us. Build up, and our live coverage to the game will start just around toss time. So be sure to join us then on Maruti Suzuki Arena. Presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV. Watch out.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch